Hey, what's up, hustlers? My name is Greg Santos, and I help young entrepreneurs get things done. I help them develop a strong circle of like minded and ambitious people, and I help them connect with mentors who have the results that they're looking for. Welcome to the Morning Hustlers. Now, I want to quickly introduce who I am and why do I stand for what I stand for. So, truth is, I'm nobody special. I grew up in a household that had domestic violence. My dad is a Crip, that is present tense. He went to prison 4 times. He was homeless at the age of 13. And my mom, she didn't graduate from high school. My favorite uncle, literally, I remember he used to literally smoke cocaine, or actually sniff cocaine and smoke crack. He did both of them. Literally in my living room as I grew up. And I didn't have the best role models to look up to as I was growing up. Going through middle school, I was 1 out of 3, maybe 4 black kids at my middle school, and I remember being picked on for being black. I remember one time during recess we're playing basketball, and one of the kids stops the game, comes up to me around half court, pushes me, and calls me the N-word. Now, I was so afraid to stand up for myself because standing up for myself was terrifying because confrontation meant violence. And in my head, violence was extremely terrifying from all the domestic violence episodes. And I couldn't bring myself to stand up for myself. And I had a very, very low self-esteem. Going into high school, I remember there was a group of people that I really wanted to be accepted in. And I remember we were smoking weed in the garage. And I remember one guy that I really looked up to, just calling me the N-word with a hard R. And everybody laughing, thinking it's funny. And I'm fake laughing too, but I'm like so hurt. And I didn't want to stand up for myself because I felt like if I stood up for myself, I wouldn't be accepted into this group. And I want you to think about that for a second. My self-esteem was so low that I still wanted to be liked by people who were actively disrespecting me to my face. And I couldn't stand up for myself because I felt like they wouldn't like me if I did. When I graduated high school, one of the biggest blessings is that I actually failed my driver's test 3 times. Not necessarily a fun thing to tell your friends, when you fail your driver's test the second time, and then you gotta tell them the third time. It's very embarrassing. But my brother-in-law used to take me to school, and on the way to school, my brother-in-law would play these motivational tapes with this man who had this raspy voice, and he would talk about living a better life. And he'll say crazy things like, and if you're driving, pull over and do the exercise. And I'd be like, dude, please do not pull over and do this exercise. And he never did, but I kept that in the back of my mind. Fast forward a year later, 2014, I was going through a huge depression. I was trying to make things work out with a girl that was actively cheating on me, and I knew she was cheating on me, but being alone was worse than being with her in my mind. I moved away from all my friends. As a matter of fact, a lot of my friends are going to universities like University of California, Irvine, Northwestern University, Cal State LA, UCLA. And I felt dumb because I was going to community college. It looks like they were having a great time meeting friends, and I had no friends. I had one acquaintance, and I was extremely depressed. I had no idea what I wanted to do in my life. I felt very lonely, and I felt dumb because I was going to community college. And I remember I walked through my sister's house, and I was going to tell her that I'm depressed. And the thing is, I kept a good front, showing people that I was okay, but I couldn't stand it anymore. I said, I'm going to ask Wes for those motivational tapes that he plays. And she goes, I think he'll be very happy to give them to you. So she gives them to me. And I remember driving home in great desperation for a change in my life that night. I pop in the CD with all the audio tapes, and it's a 21-day, 25-day audio program. And I remember literally by day 3, I felt better than I ever had before in my life, because I went from feeling hopeless to now there's a way out. It felt like I just became aware that I've been living in a prison in my mind, and that I became aware that I am in prison and that there's keys somewhere in this prison to make it out. And the way to make it out is through books, through seminars, through podcasts, through actually spending money to learn from people who are much more ahead than I am. And my brother-in-law led me to the water, and I drank, and I couldn't get enough. going from feeling hopeless, like life is gonna suck, it's gonna be miserable, like some people have opportunities and some people don't, and you're just one of the people who don't. Some people have confidence and some people don't, and you're the one of those people who don't. And I realized in that audio series that it doesn't have to be that way, that I am in control of my life and how I live my life, and I can take my situation and make it better despite of what I've gone through in my life. And that was very powerful for me. So I started investing in myself in the last 5.5 years. I spent $30,000 on myself, just investing in seminars and courses and travel and logistics. And one of the biggest things that changed my life was when I first got my first sales job back in 2016. And my manager, well, I think it was 2015. It could be 2015 or 2016. I think it was 2016. And my sales manager was my very first mentor. His name is also Greg. And he always offered to coach me. This man was a millionaire in the 90s. He launched the very first online casino. He worked for Tony Robbins at one point, and he just constantly gave me confidence. I was so unsure of myself. I was very unconfident. I couldn't look people in the eyes. As a matter of fact, he had a daughter that I thought was just gorgeous, and I couldn't even look her. I couldn't even look her way because I was so intimidated. I was so afraid. And just through time and working on myself and undoing all these patterns, I realized that I learned so much from people that I was around. I learned so much from that mentor, and then I had another mentor. And then next thing you know, I'm like meeting these people who are older than me and like giving me guidance and giving me coaching, and I just did whatever they said to do. Whenever I went to a seminar, someone said to do something, I did it. And like that was very attractive because I actually took action on it. And maybe you've gone through this where you've gone to events, you've gone to great lengths to try to find ambitious people, and you really can't. It's like it's hard to find them, right? Maybe like in your workplace, everybody just cares about the weekend. They care about drinking. They care about smoking weed. They care about things that aren't going to bring a great return in the future. And you're wondering, how can I find these people who are like me? People who read books, people who go to events, people who want to learn more, people who care more about life. And I wanted that so bad. And today I have a group called the Morning Hustlers. We meet up at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time every single day on Zoom. And it's such an amazing community because it's literally with young, ambitious people from all over the world. And I teach them exactly how to get things done. I teach them exactly how to form relationships with mentors, how to communicate effectively and bring the right people into your life, specifically ambitious, like-minded people like yourself. So I'm very excited to help you out, help you get things done. Maybe you lack that discipline. I'm going to help you develop that almost David Goggins-like mentality to make things happen. Maybe you lack a social circle of like-minded and ambitious entrepreneurs. I'm going to teach you how to do that yourself, how to become somebody that these people want to be around. Where can you find these people? How can you effectively connect with these people? If you don't have these people in your life, I'm going to teach you exactly how to find them and form connections and relationships. And lastly, I would be nowhere without mentors. I have about 5 or 6 mentors. I don't want to count right now, but it's definitely more than 4. It's like about 5 or 6. And my mentors have been the biggest help for me in my life. And I'm so grateful for my mentors. So I'm going to teach you, if you don't have mentors, maybe you have one, how do you nurture that relationship? How do you get more mentors? How can you find people who have the results in business? Maybe they have a similar business as you do, or you want to go in. How can you connect with that person and get the same results? How can you connect with someone who might have health? They have the kind of body archetype that you have, and how can you connect with that person? How can you connect with people that you really look up to and admire? And how can you position yourself to where you can be taken under their wing and they invest into your journey to make you better? So if that sounds like you, let's go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm very excited to go deep with you, and welcome to my channel, Morning Hustlers. And I'm excited to help you get the results and live the life of your dreams. Talk to you soon.